Key Digital, the experts in digital audio visual and control systems.
Welcome. We're going to talk today about video wall processors. Video walls are just absolutely everywhere right now. It's a great way to bring the wow factor to your AV installation, whether that be in retail or bars and restaurant, or even your conference room, your training room, in place of a projector, for example. And we have some great solutions for you, beginning with video walls with up to 4 displays. We have a few ways of achieving that, beginning with our video wall processor standalone unit, KD VW 4x4 Pro. It has 8 different modes that we see across the bottom there. We're going to take a closer look in a moment. It's also a seamless matrix. That means as you switch from source 1 to source 2, source 3, 4, back around to 1, and so on, you're not going to have any break on your screen. That's really big, even if you're not using it as a video wall processor. It has a great feature called panel flip. Panel flip allows us to install the panels upside down. So if you have consumer displays, you can conjoin those small, the narrow bezels together. We'll show you a picture of that, along with all of these 8 other, the 8 video wall modes. So we see the traditional 2x2 video wall in bottom left corner. What about 4 high, 3 high, and 2 high? Common in retail. If you want to show a model walking down the runway, for example, 4 wide, very good for those lobby and landscape type applications when you're greeting the guest in the hotel, right? And we even see a really cool top center there, 1x4 wide with a 90-degree turn on the 4 video walls and 4 panels. Here we have a better image of panel flip. So I mentioned before, what if you don't have the budget for commercial displays or video wall displays? You can use consumer displays with these products, all the products we're showing you here today, in fact. How do you do it? Enable panel flip, and you can now install the top row of monitors upside down, because after all, those consumer displays are very narrow on 3 out of the 4 sides, right? And you can conjoin those narrow sides so that the bottom, which is typically a little thicker, it has the speaker or that bump for the IR sensor, can be installed at the top, so it's not creating any spacing there. And now you can make a video wall out of consumer 55-inch panels at a very, very reasonable price. You're essentially enabling your customers to have video walls at anywhere from 1/3 to 50% the cost of a video wall when you use professional displays. Now, don't get me wrong, professional displays are absolutely crucial in 24/7 running environments, etc. So here we look at bezel adjustment. What does that mean? The bezel adjust is just how you have your image seems to run through those panels, right? Or through the bezel. And so it looks continuous, and you can't tell that the image starts and stops at each frame. And that's done with the VW 4x4 Pro as well. And it's a standalone kit at a great price. And it's not only the traditional 2x2, it's all 8 of those video wall modes, and it's app ready as well. So you could plug it in your network, turn on the app, and enable the video wall mode, or even matrix mode. Didn't even talk about that yet. This could be used as just a standard 4x4 matrix. That's why it's called VW 4x4 Pro. It's not a 16-panel video wall like 4 wide, 4 high. It's 4 sources by 4 displays. And when you switch from source 1 to source 2, etc., remember, it is seamless. So let's move on to the VW 4x4 Pro 4K. This is a kit made of our AV over IP products that is ready to go, delivering all of those same video wall configurations we just showed you, but using AV over IP, which is going to lend itself some benefits here. So it not only includes 4 encoders, 4 decoders, it includes an 8-port Linksys LGS believe the model is 310 MPC network switch, and that shelf mounting solution, KD SMS16 that you see there. Now, one of those 4 encoders is a 922. You remember the 922s from our previous videos? The 922s have 2 LAN ports, so that you can plug in your Wi-Fi router into the system, for example, because you got 8 ports of the links to switch. How do you plug in Wi-Fi if you want to control it over the free Key Digital app, right? Or over Compass Control or more. So you could use that port, that 922 encoder for the second LAN port. And what you don't see on the other side of the unit, it also has audio de-embedding. So whatever that primary video source is going to be that you want to listen to also, and perhaps feed that in to your audio system, you can do so. So we see here again, just another example of some of these very common video wall configurations, and bezel adjust and panel flip, of course, are options with all of our AV over IP system products. And in fact, I'm going to show you how video the bezel adjustment is done. It's a little differently on the AV over IP, and it's very, very convenient. So again, you've seen already our 4K AV over IP products from a previous video, and you know that you can build video walls with it using our 822s and our 922s. Remember, those are the simplified product, the 822, or the product, the 922, that's been around longer but has more connectivity. And remember, you can mix and match these encoders and decoders within the same system as needed, just like I talked about with the kit, right? Remember, we added in one 922 encoder so that we could take advantage of its audio de-embedding, its second LAN port. That's really what it's all about, right? You could build video walls up to 16 wide by 16 high. I believe, if my math isn't off, that's 256 total units, 16 wide by 16 high, 256 decoders with a 922, 822 video wall. So you've seen this image before, exemplifying how we can have a main video wall and an inner video wall. So main and sub, as we actually call them. You just need one decoder per display. You could, again, rotate your images 0 to 180 degrees, as you saw, right? 90 degrees as well. 180 would be an example of that bezel flip. And here we see some of the settings. Now, this image is taken from our Key Digital Management Software Pro. This is all pre-configured by our engineers when you order your AV over IP system. But this is, I just wanted to show this setting here where we see the bezel horizontal by vertical and the screen horizontal by vertical. This is especially what's important for that bezel adjustment. All you need to do is know the dimensions in centimeters of the screen width by height, or horizontal by vertical, and without the screen, without the bezel, and with the bezel, horizontal by vertical. And what the software will do, the decoder will do, is automatically, it's like a zoom application. Zoom gets applied to zoom in to make it appear that the image is continuing through the frames. All you have to do is know the measurement horizontally and vertically with the frame and without the frame. And there's also additional tuning that can be done if needed. And so here's how we see, like, what is a main video wall? Well, the main video wall here, number of horizontal displays is 6, the number of vertical displays is 4, and then the position of each display within is 1 through 24. And it's just like reading a book, starts at the top left, ends at the bottom right. So it's very simple for our system. And you know, I've worked with some video walls before that weren't so simple, so we wanted to make it really easy for you. How about the sub video wall? Well, the blue one in the top left there has horizontal displays 2, vertical displays 2, and then the positions are just 1, 2, 3, or 4, again starting in the top left, ending in the bottom right. That's how that works. And we have commands. If you're going to be controlling this from other control systems, no problem. We have the commands, so you could establish that, and you could do the same thing. Main and sub video walls from the control system of your choosing. Now, you may recall we also have the IP1022 system, encoders, decoders, fully loaded just like the 922s, and it adds independent USB video and audio routing, right? So again, it looks identical to the 922s, but there's that benefit. And we also told you about the final benefit of the 1022s, that it also supports Mosaic video wall. Mosaic video wall is like where you have an entire canvas and the displays are just floating within that canvas. And it's very cool stuff. And with our Mosaic video walls in Key Digital, we could do horizontal and vertical orientation of the displays only. You could use any size display you need. And that's what's really, really cool about this. It kind of becomes a little more of that decorating delivery that you're giving your customer. Really, again, that wow factor. And yeah, it's great. It's great. It's like art. It creates an environment that's high tech and modern and luxurious, of course. And then you could use it for digital signage as well, and for corporate events and everything. And it's really just as cool as you could get, except for, of course, it could always get cooler. What do I mean by that? Well, let's go ahead and begin sharing content from my iPad, because I want to show you how we control these video walls from our free Key Digital app. So here we are. If I enter that Key Digital app and entering the app, if I have my live system, great, I go to devices. If not, I go to demos, just so you could see what the free control GUI looks like on all of our products that are app ready, including this. Here we have the concourse video wall. And if I want to really control the main and sub video walls like we showed before, I just choose my source, drag my finger diagonally, and now I've broken my main video wall into 4 independent sub video walls, right? Or if I want to go big with it again, or even just depending on the orientation of the content, right? Is it support the aspect ratio for 4 wide by 1 high kind of thing? I could really break this up into so many different ways, and it's that easy. No more dedicated controller PC software for your video wall management by your end users. Just makes it absolutely as easy as possible. And you're going to love it. You're really, really going to love it. And we're sure of it. And if you want to know more information about Key Digital's video wall options, you just reach out to us, please. sales@keydigital.com.